I got bars, y'all. I got bars. It's Sunday. We having fun today. I was forewarned before I got here. So the roads are definitely something that you do have to prepare for. Oh, you're paying card. I can't do card. The people, just the kindness of the people. So we were out of power and water for 3 days. Like never in my life. How
How we
we
roll.
roll.
So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Joy and I'm back again with another video. So on today's video, I have a very special guest and I want her to introduce herself.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Hafiza Teray, and I am here in Accra. I'm traveling from the States, primarily the DC, Eastern Seaboard, I say. Yes, and happy to be here.
All right, so guys, I met Auntie Hafisa, so I have to call her Auntie because yes, she's my auntie. I met her at a vision board where we were manifesting all we want God to do for us to the glory of God. I have a video of that, so you guys could go check that out. So I met her there, and she was really a very nice lady. We had a good conversation, and I was like, okay, why don't I invite her on my channel to tell me her experience, her culture shock, and other interesting things about Ghana she would want to share. And I did this for my South African friends, and you guys came for them. Why? Okay, not all of you, but some of you. I want her to tell us what has been her culture shock, what has been her experience since she came to Ghana. She has been to Ghana like 3 times, so you could tell there is something here that makes her keep coming back. So I want her to share.
Excellent. I love this cute little microphone, y'all. Let me tell you. So, culture shocks. Whew. I can say that there are a few. One thing I have to say is that I was forewarned before I got here. So not even forewarned, but just kind of coached and informed by those who live here, as far as like things to look out for, to expect. So I had certain expectations coming in because of that information.
Okay.
So things weren't maybe as shocking as they could have been
Okay.
had I not known at all. Right. So they prepped me on like the traffic.
Okay.
Yes. So getting from point A to point B.
I would want you to like give us an introduction about yourself where
Okay.
you talk about what you do, what are your plans in Ghana, why have you been coming back to Ghana? Like, it's just something has to make you go online, look at the world, look at Africa, coming down, looking at Ghana with our little map there, and you're like, okay, let me book a flight to Ghana. Because I don't think, aside vacation, I don't think, even if I'm going for vacation, I think something will have to like push me that, okay, this country is nice. I want to visit here, visit here. That's why I'm
Yeah.
coming. So, what's your plan?
Okay.
Why are you here? What do you do?
Hmm.
Let's get to
Let's
know.
start there.
Yeah, let's start there.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Hi.
Oh, you all look beautiful. They going to a funeral.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Culture shock, y'all. There goes a culture shock. They did look beautiful,
Yeah, they wear
but
blacks a lot when they're going for funerals.
gotcha. Okay. So my name is Hafiza Teray. This is my third trip in Ghana. My first trip was less than a year ago. I
Wow.
came in April, and what brought me here is I'm a serial entrepreneur, as they say, as far as
Serial
like
entrepreneur.
I love building. I love businesses. I love bringing ideas to fruition and supporting other people in doing the same.
Okay.
So I have a background in business. That's what I went to university for.
Oh,
Primarily, my focus was accounting.
okay.
And once I got my degree, I started working for various corporations. I was in corporate accounting for quite a few years
Okay.
before I branched out and ventured on my own. So I was in corporate accounting for about 10 years before I
Oh,
decided to kind of do things on my own.
oh, that's good.
In between that time, married, children, life.
Oh,
Started a business with my children's father and had those sorts of experiences. So I was in
okay.
broadcast industry, home improvement, worked in some hospital systems. So I
Okay.
got a range of experience
Yeah.
that way, and kind of really was able to fine tune what it was that I liked and where I wanted to be. So I realized that supporting small businesses was definitely something that spoke to me as far as my purpose.
Okay.
Um, I got into short-term rental and corporate housing with a business partner of mine, who was my best friend from college,
Wow.
Dr. Janice Rogers Caffey, who's the
Oh, shout out
CPA.
to you.
Yes, and that's relevant because that was part of how we got to Ghana.
Okay.
Entering the short-term rental space and doing Airbnbs in the States
Okay.
along the East Coast. Motivated us to want to branch out. After COVID, we had the
Okay.
experience of having to downsize because
Okay.
of quarantine and,
Yeah.
not being able to travel. So
Yeah.
a lot of our smaller properties we ended up closing, but our larger property did really well. So
Okay.
that helped us kind of hone in on what our niche was,
Okay.
which is accommodating large groups.
Okay.
So we got into the international space because of that. We wanted to expand beyond the States,
Okay.
and that brought us into the Caribbean,
Oh.
and it connected us to a group of investors
Oh.
who would do conferences and introduce different opportunities.
Okay.
So in 2022, we went to a conference and we were introduced to a project here in Ghana.
Oh, so that was how Ghana came into the picture.
Yes.
Okay.
So a gentleman came and presented about a project he was working on. It piqued our interest. Definitely have a love for the continent. Didn't really have boots on the ground as to like looking on the map and saying, okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
here.
okay.
So that was really what gave us the support to say, okay, this is somewhere.
Yeah.
There's opportunity. There's someone there who
Yeah.
will, support us in getting there and
Yeah.
kind of showing us around and that sort of thing. So I came on the tour in April,
Okay.
and it was
April
April
2023.
2023,
Okay.
and it was a real estate tour. So it was focused on some of the development that was going on here, the
Oh,
various
okay.
properties,
All right.
what it takes to be a part of the real estate industry here,
Okay.
going to the lands commission, what does it take to buy property here in Ghana.
Yeah.
So it was those sorts of things that brought us here. But what really was the catalyst for me to return
Oh,
was
okay.
interacting with other entrepreneurs.
Oh,
So I
wow.
went to a networking event at Serenity House,
Yeah.
and that's when I met just some phenomenal people
Yeah.
who were either Ghanaian or were who traveled abroad and come back home,
Yeah.
or diaspora who were transitioning or living full time
Yeah.
here, and them talking about the businesses that they were doing, how it is that they came up with the idea to start this business, their expertise bringing to Ghana,
Okay.
as well as what they found while they were here. It
Okay.
was just really inspiring, and it really opened my eyes to the limitless possibilities. There weren't as many barriers in place as in the States. There weren't so many hoops that you had to jump through,
Yeah.
and you could really, I felt like, could contribute to making a difference.
Yeah.
So that's what motivated me to like build
Wow.
relationships, meet more people, find out about more opportunities,
Yeah.
invest in the opportunity that brought me here in the first place, and really expose other people to what's going on here in Ghana.
I'm even inspired already because the level of experience you have and what you're doing and what you plan on doing is also like creating job opportunities for like we here in Ghana for other people, and it's really good because we really appreciate when people from the diaspora come here to like open a business and employ some of us because the jobs are not really there as much as we think. There are still like young people out there that are looking for jobs. Hi, you guys are so lovely here. Okay, when
You're
I'm done.
welcome.
Like everybody's saying hi, like
Yeah, I know.
okay. Yeah, that's just the effect of Ghana.
It is.
Ghana is a
It's so
very lovely
kind,
place
loving.
and
Like
people
you
are
come
so
in.
kind.
Yes.
So when the like foreigners are here, they're also really nice. Like when they pass, they just like hi, hi, hello. Like two people, like two different set of people have a
Everybody who's come past have like stopped, looked, waved.
yeah. Yeah, so I think what she's doing is so good and yeah. It's really nice. So these are the kind of people you want to connect with so that if there are like job opportunities, like there's something here or there you want to be part of to do, it's good. It's still impacting in the communities, which is like giving back to the community, which is also a good thing. Yeah, so moving on, let's start with the likes. So like
Ah.
what are the likes and like what do you like about Ghana?
Oh yeah.
Like just state what you like about
Mhm.
Ghana.
Mhm.
Let us know if it's five things, if it's three things, just let us know. Okay, these are what I love about Ghana.
Yeah. We could be here for a while because there's quite a few things that I love because I'm back the third time, right, y'all? I've been here
Okay.
for, I spent about 3 months here in the last year. So
Okay.
The weather, hands down, is phenomenal. I come from a cold place.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
You
right
get,
now we're in January. It's winter, so we get snow. I spoke to somebody. It was like at one point -6 degrees. Like it's cold. As a melanated person, I need this sunlight and all of this heat. So 85 degrees, beautiful.
okay,
Even during rainy season, I've been here during rainy season. It might rain like really hard for like an hour,
okay.
and then the rest of the day it'll be, you can go outside. It's 85 degrees, between 75, 85 degrees.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The green, the fruits and vegetables,
Yeah.
the air quality, especially up in the mountains. It's like unlike anything that I've ever experienced back
Okay.
home. The people, just the kindness of the people. I told a story about being stranded at the store, and it
Yeah.
was nothing but the kindness of others that
Wow.
got me back here, to the place that I'm staying. So, what else? The different environments. I can be in the city, I can be in the mountains, I can be at the beach, had our feet in the sand the other
Yeah.
day. The historical aspect of it. The peace is probably the primarily thing that brings, especially us from the states
Yeah.
here, because it's high stress, it's high anxiety. There's this opportunity
Yeah.
in the states, definitely, but as a person of color, as a black woman,
Yeah.
mother of black sons, it can be challenging,
Yeah.
just the day to day of sending them to school and the possibility, seriously, of them not
Yeah.
returning. Like, we talk about mass shootings, we talk about, police brutality, profiling. Like, all of those are realities for us
Yeah.
in the States. And it's something that when we come here, it doesn't
Yeah.
exist. It's not a thing, you
That's
know.
true.
You don't have to look over your shoulders. You're not concerned at a checkpoint that the
Yeah.
police officer has ill intent,
Yeah.
So it's the peace of mind of being here, of being around people who look like you, of not having that level of stress. It's a very laid back feeling. It's a laid back vibe coming from the people. So that alone, that peace of mind, that peace of spirit, that lightness of being is a way one of my mentors explained
Yeah.
being here. Is something you can't pay for. It's priceless. So to be in that for an extended period of time,
Yeah.
like even a week, you feel it. But when it's like you hit that 3 week mark,
Yeah.
it's a reset. It's,
Yeah.
it's, it's really transformative. And that's been a consistent conversation that I've had with
Okay.
quite a few people who have come from the States, men and women.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's nice. You guys, like the way I'm talking now, it's giving like different kind of vibe. Don't mind me. That's the effect of when you are with Black Americans. Your accent automatically change. So if I'm talking very very nice, don't come for me. Don't say, "Hey, this girl, she's doing her voice and wavy." Yeah, we just talk like this. So I hope you're listening. All right. So yeah, people from different parts of the world to like gather here in December, like, and nobody is bombing anywhere, no shooting. Yes, sometimes it might be one or two maybe criminal stuff happening here, but not like outrageous, like not like that much. So for that I can guarantee that Ghana is really really peaceful and it's a beautiful country. When you like something, there are still things that make you not really like that thing, which is normal.
Yeah.
Myself, if I go to the US, probably there are certain things I will not like. What are the things you don't really like about Ghana? It's not a bad thing to talk about things you don't like about a country, because either ways you might be saying certain things to improve the country. You don't know where this video can reach. Some people would want to see this and be like, okay, maybe this is something Ghana likes. Maybe it can even be like a business project or something somebody will be willing to like take.
Gather on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not really a bad thing. So when people talk about negative things about a certain country, that doesn't make the country to be bad. Everybody has, even as individuals, you have your good side and your bad side. Everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage. So it's not a bad thing to have negative things said about your country. Every country have negative things and they have good things, which is not a problem, because you cannot just be 100% perfect. Even where is that place Santa is? North
Western.
Pole.
Not poor.
Is that where Santa Claus is?
Oh, North Pole, yeah. Antarctica.
Antarctica, even Antarctica, where Santa Claus is crying, there are bad things there,
Yeah, somewhere.
right?
Yeah, North Pole, who knows? The elves are acting up.
All right, so you tell us what you think you don't really like about Ghana, or what you think was really, really shocking to you, and you want to like share.
Yes. So I say room for improvement, right? Like
Yeah,
the areas where there are challenges.
yeah,
I could say the roads are definitely something that you do have to prepare for coming here. Um, just getting around in the city, not so much, but when you start going outside of like Greater Accra, or you start going into certain neighborhoods,
okay,
even some of the nicest neighborhoods. So real estate brought me here, so a lot of times I'm going to see different projects and properties in various places in the city, and even in some of the nicest places where you would imagine in the States those homes would be upward millions of dollars, right? They might not be that price point here just because of the difference in currency, but expensive homes. Getting to them,
yeah, like going like
it's like
this.
you be like bumping your head on the thing. Like it is an adventure. It's like a roller coaster ride. If you take it that way, then it could be fun.
Yeah,
But in the smaller cars, it's even more challenging. So you might want to have an SUV or something that
yeah,
sits up a little higher. But that's consistent. They're working on it, but things take time.
yeah,
And there's some major throughways that are coming. I know they're working on a train system. So
yeah,
just transportation in general, which is an infrastructure and a
yeah,
governmental issue, right? Because that's who handles the roads. Um, we can raise money as private concerns in the developments in which we live and
yeah,
pave those roads. So those
yeah,
are some opportunities, but definitely look out for that. I would say the electricity and water. So, you flip the switch and the lights come on.
yeah,
Most time, like it's rarely that they don't.
yeah,
If there's a storm or something, there might be a outage, but it's not something that's consistent.
yeah.
And there's a reason for it. Here in Ghana, you might be sitting in a restaurant, middle of the
Lights
day,
out.
minding your business on your laptop, and lights out. It might not be for a long period of time. It could be for 15 minutes. It might
Yeah,
be back on in less. It might be a flicker, but there was the time when I was here on one of my visits where we were out of power and water for 3 days.
wow.
Yes. And I appreciated the experience because it really made me realize what you need and what you don't need,
Yeah,
right? It made me realize like we spend a lot of time indoors, and should we? Like, there's so
yeah.
much going on outside.
Come
Why are
out and
we?
receive fresh air.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And sunlight, we need that.
yeah,
But it wasn't impossible, right? We had well water. The water was clean. It was pumped and
okay.
brought to us. So we had to figure it out. Had to figure out how to wash dishes without it coming out of the faucet, how to bathe without it coming from the shower spout. So I think it was an opportunity for growth for myself
Okay.
because wanting to be here
And
is
an
some.
experience too.
Yeah, I have to. If I want to be here, then I have to maneuver when those things happen.
Yeah,
So, and again, it's not the end of the world. It wasn't. It was an experience. 3 days,
yeah.
I made it.
You
I
survived.
survived, and it wasn't like I had to take a shower in like 20-degree weather. Like if
Yeah,
I was in Connecticut, that would be a whole different
yeah,
experience. But it's 90 degrees
yeah.
outside. Like a cool bath or a cool shower was refreshing.
Okay.
So perspective. In addition to that, I would say any negatives. Um, I would say from a business standpoint, just the challenges of getting to know people,
Okay.
to have a level of trust to be able to do
Yeah,
business. I think sometimes what I've noticed is that people think that you're only here visiting.
yeah.
So because of that, it's like let's get as much as we can in this opportunity,
Oh,
as
okay.
opposed to looking at it where I'm going
So,
to be here, I'm going to be building stuff, I'm going to be coming back. So
so
I
you
want.
feel like some people you've met are like opportunists. They just wanna like take from you because they know that maybe you're not from here and you are here with other plenty dollars.
And although I do understand that, as far as like we're coming from the US, our mindset around money is different. Even we
Yeah,
talked about the tipping thing and
yeah,
how that's a cultural thing that we
yeah,
do, and that we're somewhat open to spending a little more because we don't know what the
yeah,
value is per se, and our concept might be different where we don't think $15 is a lot,
yeah.
right? But 150 CDs, it
It's a
could,
lot.
yes.
It's a lot.
So that. coming from that perspective,
Yeah.
but in business, knowing that I'm going to be here. So if I do business with you now and you're fair,
Yeah.
then I might do business with you 10 more times.
Yes.
Whereas you might get an extra $5 from me today, but
Exactly.
I won't use you again because I can't trust you.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
The trust factor.
yes, and building relationships
Yeah.
because I get the tourist thing. December was so many people came
Yeah.
and they were going to leave. So
Yeah.
we go to the market and it's like, okay, well, we're here today. We want to spend,
Yeah.
we're here to spend money. The price might be a little higher because it's December and the
Yeah.
foreigners are here. I get that. Um, but just again, when it comes to longevity and building relationships,
Yeah.
I want to work for you for years, not
Okay.
for just this moment.
Okay. So, what other wow factor did you experience? Maybe be it from like, maybe food, maybe like lifestyle, maybe.
Nightlife.
What is that wow factor personally you've not experienced in the
Oh,
US
yes.
and you've experienced here?
Oh, absolutely. I can hands down say two of the best parties of my life, and I'm a little up there, y'all. I've lived life, have been here this past December. I have yet to, in my life, be at a club until 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun is coming up, and had I not, if I didn't have to do something like in a few hours, I would have stayed longer. Like the music, the vibe, the energy, it was amazing. I did not sit down the entire night. I danced the entire
Wow.
time. Like I didn't like stood up. I was moving. We got there probably about quarter to 12 before like they did the whole Happy New Year piece. And when we were walking out, the sun was up.
Wow.
Like never in my life. And then we did the all white party in the Brie. Beautiful. We were on the land, full moon. Like the music was everything. The people, the vibe. It was just
Okay.
a whole experience. So I can say that, and I've come during different times, right?
Okay.
So December nightlife was on 1,000.
Wow.
But you can always come here, find live music, find, nightlife where the music is good and you
Yeah.
just want to be there to chill. So it's not just December. I think it's something that's consistent that Ghana
Okay.
has to offer, just that whole vibe. And don't think you're going to get there at 10 o'clock. Like, it really doesn't start till 1 or so. Like, it's definitely after 12.
Yeah.
So if you're an early person, go to dinner, go somewhere for live music, and, wrap it up after
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So what about the Uber or Bolt experience?
Yes. Yes.
So I see a lot of videos on TikTok where they say, when you're coming to Ghana, make sure you have cash because some of the Ubers they cancel when it's car trip. Have you ever experienced any?
I did, and matter of fact, on Friday, I'm like, they're not looking at the ride, right, to see the details of it because it's easier to pay with a card for me because
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about counting out the CDs, and I kind of like my CDs for when I'm like interacting or I'm buying something
Yeah.
from a vendor. So anytime like I can do POS like at a restaurant or something, I
Yeah.
try to so I can hold on to my cash. So it's the same situation with the Uber. I haven't really done Bolt. I've done Bolt Food,
Okay.
which I love.
Okay.
But I haven't. I've only done Uber because that's the app that I have on my phone. But they'll do things like you put the order in, and they'll call you and be like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I put that into the app," and then I'll tell them where I'm going. And then, so I believe the gentleman on Friday, he just did not read it because he came all the way to me, and then I sat in the car, and he told me, "Oh, you're paying card? I can't do card." I had to
What?
get out the Uber, y'all. I was like, oh my God, he is putting me out. It's a good thing that I was somewhere where I was okay with like just, sitting a little longer.
Yeah.
He was like, but I ordered somebody else. And it was a longer ride, right? It was
Yeah.
probably about a 30-minute ride because I was all the way like far from here. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was one of the instances. Another instance, I got in the Uber and the car broke down, y'all. Like it literally stopped in traffic.
Wow.
And it was like a funeral going on down the street. It was goats running down the street. It was like a line of cars. I didn't know where I was, and I had to get out the car.
So you waited for the driver to like fix his car?
He tried to, it didn't work.
Oh, bad
Yeah,
day.
yeah. and it was kind of drizzling out. This was during rainy season. This wasn't this trip. It was the last time I was here.
Okay.
So I ended up having to get out and I like walked down the street.
Yeah.
It was a really busy intersection and there were like police. I never felt unsafe. So it took about 30 minutes for me to get another ride.
Wow.
Yeah. So I even went live, y'all. I had to tell my friends. Everybody was like, "Oh, stay safe." Da da da.
Uh,
But I made it. I made it, and I had a smile the whole time. I didn't break down.
oh. I'm sure the tears were like close by. What will you recommend to someone visiting Ghana for the first time? What will be the things you would tell them to take notice of, or to pack,
Oh
or
yeah.
to visit, or to avoid? Like, what are the things you want to tell like a first timer moving to Ghana, maybe for a visit or like visiting Ghana for like a vacation or something?
Yes. I definitely say, when you're coming, having somebody here who is local is important. So
Okay.
I know a lot of times you say, oh, something's not expensive. I'm just going to like, get a
Yeah.
hotel room, buy my ticket, and like I'm going to go and figure it out. And that's fine. You can do that. But I think it's a different experience when you have a guide, especially somebody who speaks the language, who
Yeah.
knows the culture, because when you're going into the marketplace, when you're going to some of these historical sites, it adds value.
Yeah.
You can do it, not to say that you can't, but I think for me, I've done it in both ways. The first time I came, I had a guide. The second time, I was kind of more on
Yeah.
my own. And then the third time, just meeting people
Yeah.
and knowing people here, I had that, local, more of a local
Yeah.
experience. So I think that that does add value. Um, I would say it's good to do your research around like YouTube videos of people who show footage and like so you can kind of see what to expect so it's not so much of a culture shock, and
Okay.
listening to channels like this that'll give you like the inside scoop on
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
But also come with an open mind because I think a lot of times we get influenced by some of the things that we see or
Yeah.
hear about a place before we go,
Yeah.
so you might come with some preconceived notions
Yeah.
that will definitely be dispelled once you have the experience for yourself.
Yeah.
Um, Knowing things like to anticipate possibly being without water for some time or possibly the electricity going out.
Yeah.
Oh, the mosquitoes, bring that spray. That is absolutely something. And spray those ankles. I don't know why they like the ankles. But yes, bring your spray. It's very sunny. I like to wear hats when I go out only because it protect like for me, I'm sweating different things. It's just more comfortable for
Yeah.
me, hats and sunglasses. So those are things that I pack, light, airy clothes. I would even say don't pack a whole lot of stuff because you could go to the market
And get
and
some.
do so well with sundresses and just
Yeah.
things that are for this environment. So
Yeah.
depending on where you're coming from, like if you're traveling now from the States and in a lot of areas it's winter. So you come here with a light suitcase, you can do well. You could probably get you a whole wardrobe for like $100. So that would be my recommendation,
Yeah.
primarily for women. I can't speak for men. I know you all might be a little bit more simple as far as
Yeah.
what you need for travel. Open toe shoes, sandals, flats, things of that
Yeah.
nature. If you're going to be in the mountains, if you like hiking like me, bring some shoes that are going to accommodate
Yeah.
that. But it's different environments, different terrain. So the city, the beach, the mountains, like the river. There's so many places,
Nice
and
places.
try it all because you'll find your happy place.
Yeah.
It has to be one of those because it's
Yes.
so many different things to choose from. So yeah.
We also have like the rainy season, Hamatan, but seriously, sometimes it's summer all the way because it gets so hot, it get warm, it get cold a bit, but the weather there, we go like that. This is how we roll. Do you know that song?
That's just how
How
we
we roll,
roll. How
how we
we
roll.
roll.
Just to wrap up with what you do,
Yes.
like what's your plans like with what you're doing? Do you have like any plans so that if people want to like follow your socials, follow like maybe you have like an app or something you're working on so that they might want to like tap into that
Definitely.
and yeah, follow you up.
Yes. Absolutely. So, community building and community economics is definitely a passion of mine, and part of the work that I do. I work with a collective of phenomenal people who share in that same interest.
Okay.
So, you'll have my handles. You could check out the elements. You could check out Hafiza Teray and definitely follow. We are curating experiences here in Ghana. We are bringing a collective of people from the States who are entrepreneurs and artists to connect with entrepreneurs and artists here on the continent, primarily in Ghana, because we understand the value of relationships. We understand that we can go farther together. And we also understand that there's value on both sides of the water. I call it collective genius because I've met so many phenomenal people
Yeah.
here, and I know some phenomenal people back home. Together, we pool our
Okay.
resources. We talked about what it would look like for. There's so many educated and degreed and skilled people here. We're outsourcing a lot of the work that we do from an admin perspective, whether it's accounting or personal assistants and things of that nature.
Okay.
Um, right now, a lot of it is being outsourced to Asia,
Okay.
primarily India, Philippines, Thailand. And not to say that that's a bad thing, but why aren't we making connections here to be
Yeah.
able to do the same thing?
Yeah.
This is an English speaking country,
Yeah.
which also makes that.
Very easy.
Yes, to do
Yeah.
that point. So, from the creative aspect of it, went to so many phenomenal art exhibits.
Yeah.
The museum, the culture, the music, all of those things are so
Yeah.
vibrant here and have such value. This being the youngest continent, that's where creativity stems from. So, wanting to be able to tap in and to connect to the resources and the talent that's on both sides of the water. So, we're spending time curating those experiences. We definitely want to connect with those who are in the same space and share my sentiment of going farther together. So utilize those handles to connect.
All right. So I'm going to put all her handle on the description so that you guys can go tap on the link, follow her on Instagram and all social media platforms, and like connect and see. Who knows, if you are into real estate, if you are into, even if you are a YouTuber and you're doing the real estate part,
Yes,
because I have friends that are YouTubers and they are into real estate and
excellent.
stuff. So you could connect, you could DM me because I'm the right plug now. Can't you see?
Okay.
Duh. You can DM me and I'll also do my interview.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, don't mind me, but yeah, you could connect and who knows, you can land an opportunity or something, or even coaching, mentoring. You never know. So yeah. So thank you so much for being on my channel, Auntie. My
You're
newly
welcome.
found auntie. Do you
Absolutely.
have an auntie? All right, thank you so much for being on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love it. I hope you've learned one or two from this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell another friend. And to my new subscribers, I see you. I love you. Welcome to the channel. And to my OGs, you know how we do it. See you guys in my next video.
Bye.
Bye.